Welcome to InSightOut, where we explore fascinating facts about the world around us. People in the ancient world were interested in everything supernatural 2,000 years ago. The Greeks and Romans believed in ghosts and the afterlife. Ancient Greek and Roman writing is full of ghostly signs, haunted places, and killers who come back from the dead. From the story that Rome's founder Remus's ghost appeared out of nowhere to warn him, to the ghosts in Homer's epic poem The Odyssey, ghosts have been around for a long time. But what about real stories about ghosts from the past? Here are 6 of the most well-known real ghosts from the past. Before that, please comment, like, and subscribe. The House of Ghosts in Athens. Pliny the Younger, a Roman lawyer and letter writer, told a story about a chain-rattling ghost in Athens, which may have been the most famous haunted house in the ancient world. Pliny told his friend Licinius Sura the scary story in a letter. Pliny wrote in the letter that at night, the big house was haunted by the sound of chains clanking. People inside could hear that the chains were getting louder and louder, as if they were getting closer. The spirit that was making the demonic noise turned out to be a messy old man with long, tangled hair and beard. The ghost pensioner finally got one set of owners to sell the house. It was then bought by a philosopher named Athenodorus for a very low price. After hearing about the local ghost, Athenodorus decided to wait for it one night. He moved his bed into the main court of the house, close to the front door, and sent his servants home. Athenodorus began to hear the scary ghost while he was reading late at night. When he turned around, he saw the ghost of the chain-rattling OAP. Athenodorus was surprised to see the spirit call him into the courtyard from outside. The philosopher, who was interested, followed him outside and saw the ghost disappear. The next day, he had the place dug up where the ghost had gone. Under the surface, the bones of a man who had died violently were found in chains. The body was properly buried, and the hauntings stopped for good. The haunted baths of Chaeronea. Plutarch was a priest and historian from Greece and Rome. In his many books, there is a story about a ghost in his Greek hometown of Chaeronea. Plutarch says that in the city's public baths, a man named Damon was killed. After that, people said that groaning and crying ghosts haunted the baths. The ghost was so scary that the doors were bricked up and the building was sealed for good. The Ghost of Nero. The Romans wanted to believe that their cruelest rulers would keep scaring them even after they died. Pliny the Younger wrote down a story about how Gaius Fannius, who was writing about Nero, was interrupted by the man he was writing about. One dark and scary night, Fannius was working on the next part of his life of Nero when Nero himself sat down and began reading out loud from the earlier parts. Then Nero ran away, which scared Fannius to death. The writer knew it was a sign that he was going to die, and he was right. Fannius died soon after, so he never got the chance to finish the book. Brutus's ghostly visitor. Shakespeare has ensured that the ghost of Julius Caesar will forever be known as the figure who appeared to Brutus and foretold his own death. However, Plutarch, the original historian, does not state that the ghost was actually Julius Caesar. The Roman politician Brutus is famous for his role in the plot to kill Julius Caesar. In the late hours of the night, while leading his army across Asia, Brutus reportedly had a supernatural encounter, as recounted by Plutarch in the Life of Brutus. Brutus was awake and meditating while everyone else in camp was sleeping. Like someone was entering the tent, he heard noises. Upon turning around, he became aware of a monstrous and fearsome shape standing silently at his side. The ghost answered Brutus's questions by saying they would meet again at Philippi. Despite this death portent, Brutus seemed unfazed. But in the end, it was correct. Brutus committed suicide by falling on his sword at the Second Battle of Philippi. The Poltergeist of Veletri. In ancient times, there aren't many records of poltergeists as we know them today. While not quite true, some ghost stories come close. A poltergeist-like ghost was said to have haunted a villa near Rome. Caesar Augustus, the first Roman emperor, was reportedly born in a small room, like a pantry, that no one dared to enter, as recounted by Roman historian Suetonius. To enter the room was to be exposed to something monstrous and terrifying, as the common belief held. At one point, Suetonius, who was a villa owner during his time of writing, chose to spend the night in this mysterious chamber. The owner, so the story goes, was allegedly thrown from his bed in the middle of the night, half dead and wrapped in his bed sheets, as the saying goes. The haunted battlefield of Marathon. Apparently, the famous Greek victory over the Persians at the Battle of Marathon in 490 BC was not only a source of nightmares for the losers, but for the winners as well. One ancient historian claims that the battlefield at Marathon in southern Greece remained haunted for decades after the battle ended. Those who ventured to the battlefield in the hopes of encountering the dead would be sorely disappointed, while those who happened upon it by chance would have nothing but good fortune. In fact, there were reports of ghosts appearing in the midst of the fighting. Epizelus, an Athenian soldier, would often talk about how the spirit of a fallen comrade shielded him from harm and even helped him kill an enemy soldier. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more fun and interesting facts about the world we live in. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss a video. And if you have any suggestions or topics you'd like us to cover, let us know in the comments below. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.